that's the usual thing with me. I managed to blag our way onto it. I mean, if you look at the history of Hell tours, it's bands that I work with, but you kind of build up a good relationship with these bands when you're in the studio, and you get chatting about, if you ever need a support band or if anything, any slots come up, let us know. And with Saxon, it was quite a good opportunity, because I think with the Hell stuff, we have got that sort of that vibe that does hark back to the 80s anyway, with the band originally being from back then. So yeah, Biff liked what he heard. He thought it sounded quite progressive and quite, a little bit darker than what Saxon does, obviously, and a little bit more complicated, but it's the same sort of crowd in a way that it'll appeal to, but also bring some fresher faces to it as well. So that's one thing when you start thinking about these tours. You've got to find a band that fits in, but also a band that will bring something different to the table as well. So yeah, it was quite a good meeting of minds, really, and the good guys. We know them, we get on with them. I originally played supporting with Saxon back in, I think it was '89, the Christmas metal meetings with my other old band Sabbath. There was Manowar and Saxon, Fate's Warning, us and Lizzie Borden, I think it was, as a metal package that went round. So I've kind of known Biff from back then, and that's kind of how, when I met him again on the I think it was the Metal Fest meetings a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when Hell first went out playing out in Europe. Saxon were on those as well, and we bumped into each other and had a good laugh chatting about those dates that we did back in '89. And he's actually quite astute, Biff. For one of the older guys, one of the old guard, he's very much got his ear to the ground, and it surprised me how much he knew of what was going on now and what was current, and he'd kept an eye on what I was doing and knew what I was doing production wise, and so he knew about the Hell stuff as well. So it just sort of came around naturally, really, when these dates came up, and we hadn't done a run of UK shows, and it was perfect for us, especially on this record, because we've been out with Amon Amarth and Carcass again. I wonder how that tour happened. So we went out with Europe with that, but we'd only done, I think, 4 shows in the UK. So we kind of felt like we were missing out on the UK, and we hadn't had a good run of dates here. So this is 12 runs, 12 shows, and obviously including Dublin as well. With the UK, it works out perfectly to end the year off. And we're going out. We've got 2 shows in France and 2 shows in Spain with Creator and Arch Enemy immediately before this tour. So we're literally flying to Bristol on the morning of the Bristol show, and then pick this run up. So it works out great for the end of the year.